combo of your last name and now your wife's last name.
And when we both decided that this is what we wanted to do, Peltz Beckham. So that's kind of how it
How'd your parents feel about that?
Reports say Brooklyn renewed his vows on August 2 with 0 Beckhams present. It's a signal. Today we unpack the real question. Is Brooklyn positioning to drop Beckham, publicly or legally? And what would that do to his brand, contracts, and family ties? Stay to the end for the playbook celebs use to rebrand without losing everything. There's a twist. If your surname was a global brand, but your in-laws had the power, what would you keep? Comment legacy or leverage. Choose one. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A surname can function like a stock ticker. Beckham delivers instant global recall. Peltz signals boardroom power and deep pockets. Different ladders, same climb. If Brooklyn pivots, he trades search equity for strategic leverage. Expensive upfront, potentially potent long-term. Algorithms reward consistency. Audiences reward clarity. Protect both, always. Names are currency. Spend with intent. Treat your identity like an asset. List reach, who sees you, relevance, why they care, and resilience, what survives scandal. Then choose the one move that strengthens the next 5 years, not the next 5 days. Prioritize durability over drama, and make the choice once. Picture a lavish August ceremony, reportedly filled with in-laws, and not a single Beckham in the room, followed by public thanks aimed squarely at the Peltz side. That isn't just romance, that's positioning. In the influencer era, life events behave like press releases in tuxedos, optimized for narrative, loyalty, and leverage. Public silence still writes headlines, signals travel. If the move is intentional, the messaging is the strategy. Who's named, who's neutral, who's unseen. That hierarchy becomes the story others repeat. Craft your meaning before the moment, then stick to a single, coherent sentence afterward. Decide the message before the milestone, and own the aftermath. When does awkward silence harden into a rupture everyone can feel? The answer hides in patterns. Who gets invited, who gets followed, who's tagged, and which captions turn conspicuously neutral. One slight can be a misunderstanding. 10 similar moments form a map. Patterns shout. Since the first wedding whispers in 2022, chatter didn't vanish. It organized into timelines and so-called receipts. That's how narratives calcify, through repetition and curation. Before you buy the story, build the order of events. Then pressure test each claim for source quality, motive, and context. Chronicle first, interpret second, and let contradictory facts be your best friend. Start by challenging the storyline that blames one woman for everything. Gendered narratives sell because they simplify a complex negotiation of power, privacy, and pride between branded families. Simplification flatters bias. If the internet paints a spouse as a puppet master, notice what vanishes: male agency, legal realities, and contract math. Frames have owners. Ask who benefits when blame flows one way and whose voice goes missing when it does. Then restate the issue in neutral language and see if your conclusion still stands. Upgrade your filter, verify, reframe, and then speak. Your reputation is your algorithm. Protect it deliberately. Here's the twist most people miss. A name change isn't one switch. It's 3 circuits: legal identity, professional billing, and handles, and they carry different voltage. Legal papers touch passports and banking. Credits touch contracts and unions. Handles govern discoverability and algorithmic memory. 3 paths, 3 prices. You can shift the public moniker while keeping legal documents intact, or dual tag content while you audit agreements. The smart sequence is soft power before hard paperwork. Pilot a public-facing variation, measure search and sentiment, then align legal steps only when obligations, trademarks, and renewals are mapped. Test, measure, then formalize, with a timeline. Call it the Prince to Yay principle. Bold name pivots electrify culture, but sloppy rollouts vaporize search equity. Both can be true. Long histories anchor heavy metadata, archives, backlinks, fan wikis that don't reroute overnight. Attention spikes, equity bleeds. Balance. Winning playbooks look boring on paper. An on-record rationale, a dual label window for continuity, redirects where possible, and trademark coverage that protects both the old and the new. Keep the legacy label live long enough to ferry traffic to its successor, then sunset with intent. Roll out in phases, monitor the numbers weekly, and let the data call the moment. Algorithms don't care about family trees, they care about patterns. Search engines rank the phrase with the longest history, widest linkage, and most consistent usage. Right now, that's Brooklyn Beckham, not any pivot you test tomorrow. A sudden handle swap can fracture discoverability, break habitual searches, and confuse candle panels. Continuity compounds. To keep oxygen flowing, dual label content for a season, preserve legacy tags in the first lines, and unify metadata across bios, captions, and credits. Treat the old name like a bridge, not a rival. You're training machines and people at once, and both need repetition. Continuity compounds discoverability. A surname isn't just identity, it can be intellectual property. Trademarks live in classes, apparel, digital goods, fragrances, and deals often license exact spellings, initials, or signatures. Change the name and you might change the contract. That means renegotiations, addendums, and new filings, plus a risk window where counterfeiters thrive if coverage lapses. Protect the edges. The discipline move is an IP audit. Marks owned, marks pending, jurisdictions, renewals, and coexistence agreements. Lock down both versions where possible, then decide which becomes primary. Don't let the paperwork chase the headline. Protect the name before the merch. Which costs more, losing a surname's halo or losing grandparents' trust? Family capital isn't sentimental fluff. It's introductions, rituals, and credibility that money can't buy in a crisis. Estrangement narratives sell, but they also shadow every future launch, turning product cycles into therapy sessions. Attention isn't the same as affection. Before any public pivot, map the private stakes. Who gets hurt? Who feels sidelined? Who needs a call before a caption goes live? Decouple reconciliation from rebranding and do the human work first. Long games reward patience. Repair bridges before reputations. When in-laws reportedly stick by your side, that can signal more than support. It hints at governance. The Peltz network implies boardrooms, investor circles, and disciplined execution, which can shape projects, partners, and PR cadence. Stability attracts capital, but power without structure breeds mixed signals, especially when personal loyalties intersect with commercial goals. Define lanes: who advises creative, who greenlights deals, and who shields during flare-ups. Write escalation paths for disagreements before the pressure spikes, and decide who speaks in which crisis. Clarity beats charisma when stakes are high. Support needs structure. A vow on Saturday becomes Monday's headline, then Wednesday's podcast talking point. If a speech thanks in-laws and omits parents, the omission becomes the story, whether intended or not. Rhetoric has architecture: praise, omission, implication. In the celebrity economy, every celebratory line doubles as a future pull quote, meme caption, and legal exhibit. Words travel. Draft vows, captions, and thank yous to stand alone without a clarifying interview. Keep warmth, avoid pointed jabs, and let subtext do the quiet work you won't say aloud. The internet reads between lines, then underlines them. Assume every word is archived.